So, EFI's integrated pest management standards, or what we call IPM. The key to long-term certification sustainability. So those are big words, right? But today I want to talk more about EFI's integrated pest management standards and why they are very linked and we consider connected to sustainability, but also how our standards are designed and put together with some principles and fundamentals to enable to so they can so standards are there so growers can find ways in how to be more careful and responsible with the environment, with their soil, with their water, but at the same time, keeping workers safe, those who are being exposed to pesticides, and are part of the management of or part of pest management. So that is what we are going to talk about today. So before I continue, I just want to introduce my colleague, Alexandra Martinez. She is our tech person, and also she is the one promoting she's part of the team who promotes these webinars. Alexandra will be helping me facilitate this process. So she will be putting, taking care of questions, taking care of the technical part of this webinar, and also helping out anybody who needs additional help while we are in this, while we are in this webinar. So I was just want to check. I think we have, okay, yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ale. Okay, so what is the connection between social responsibility standards and IPM standards? We're going to talk about that today. And then also I want to share with you an overview, a general overview of EFI's IPM standards fundamentals. What's the certification about, and a little bit about the standards in itself. And then we'll have some space for Q&A. We will, I will respond to your questions, and if I don't have immediate answers, then I will definitely get back to you as well. So as we go through, if you have any questions, please send them in the chat. And I would be happy to answer those. We'll have some time. We'll have some time at the end of the call for additional questions. But if you have any questions as we move along through the slides, then please feel free to ask those questions. So, what is the connection? What is the connection between social standards, responsible standards, social responsibilities, what others call them? There's a number of words for identifying the type of standards that oversee compliance with labor, with health and safety, and with hiring practices, forced labor, etc. But what's the connection between social responsibility certification and IPM standards? From an EFI perspective, the answer is farm workers. What do you mean, Carla, by farm workers? So what we mean is that, first of all, EFI, part of the certification process is for growers and their workforce to go through worker training, and skill building initiatives that is highly focused on prevention of minimizing risks to human health. But in addition to that, the training is focused on creating the spaces where workers and grower management can come together and talk about issues that are happening on the ground, day in, day out, when farm workers are working on the field and are handling the product, and they see in real time the issues that are coming up. And they have the space to come back and say, and raise their voice and say, look, to my supervisor, to the managers, to the owners, and say, look, I see this issue on the field regarding quality. It can be about food safety. It can be about pest management. So through our social responsibility certification, it's not only about an audit, but the audit is only a measuring tool to see how is all this engagement and collaboration between workers and management is working. But in the day in and day out, before any audit happens, before there's an auditor in place and asking questions, what the purpose of the social responsibility certification is to promote that collaboration and promote that that engagement with that workers can bring issues to the table, discuss them, and that there are solutions to these issues that they're raising to management. Frontline workers who handle the product can give feedback to sustainability efforts in real time. So it's not something that growers are going to find out, by accident, or it's going to be too late. Issues that come up with either something that is happening on their field, they will have the opportunity to find about this in real time and take action in a preventive way rather than in a reactive way. So for us, the connection between these two is farm workers. So EFI's IPM standards, the fundamentals of the standards, meaning the content, what do they measure, what do they oversee through the audit process. Number one is the IPM standards are part of the social standard certification. They are not a standalone certification, meaning that in order to have an audit or start the or use integrated pest management standards, the grower or the person or the organization interested will have to also have interest in applying the social standards certification. So that would be 2 certifications in one. The standards in itself, they oversee and require processes to solve pest problems by minimizing risk to people and the environment. It also seeks long-term prevention through ecosystem management, monitoring, record keeping, analysis, and decisions. The standards consist of 22 indicators. 22 indicators divided in 4 sections, which cover pest management in itself, soil management, water management, and worker involvement. These 22 indicators divided in these 4 sections. The standards have a guidance and interpretation. So the standard will mention what it intends to monitor, and then it will also show the guidance and the interpretation of what that indicator means. And I can share with you the link to our standards. Okay. And we can take a quick look at those. I'd just like to run through them. Ali, can you confirm if you can see my screen? Everybody can.
I still see the EFI's IPM standards fundamentals.
Okay, let me so here we have the standards. Standards, guidance, and interpretation. So let's scroll down all the way here. And I would like to share with you, these are the standards. So we have what we call here the indicator, which will be what will be measured and reviewed. And then here is what is the guidance, what is the intent of the indicator, and how will it be monitored so you can interpret it. I would have to say this is a lot about documenting procedures, and the auditor verifies that what is written in policies, procedures is actually taking place on the ground. I have to mention that our integrated pest management standard includes the use of a pesticide risk tool, PRT, which is, and we provide the link and we provide the access to that tool. And this tool is managed by the Integrated Pest Management. Oh, Jesus, I forgot about Institute, IPM Institute. And here growers can access this tool to record and conduct analysis on their applications on a yearly basis. These are the standards. And we have the sections here: soil management, water management, worker involvement, which is the environmental piece. Basically, the worker involvement, this is the connection that I was talking about. This is how we promote that workers not only are they trained and are kept safe during specifically those workers who are the pesticide applicators, but how do we make sure that they have access to the information of the product that they're using, that they are taking the right measures, that these measures are discussed, and then everybody understands the preventive actions that need to take place as pesticides are applied at the farm level. So these are our standards. If you have any questions about the standards, I will be happy to respond. also depends on the question. If it's too technical, I will need to get back to you, but definitely I can find answers for you. I would like to stop here for a little bit and ask if the audience has any questions. Hey, gonna let me go back to my presentation. So I want to show the poll results that we took at the beginning of the webinar. Here we go. So I was curious to know, what were the reasons you had to attend this webinar? First of all, you want to learn more about IPM. It's a broad subject. And there's so many parts of it. The technical part of, what is actually being done through IPM, what going in deep into the standards would be one. But and I would be happy to do that. But because of time constraints, going into that level of detail would not be a 30-minute webinar, but something longer. And then it seems like it's a customer requirement. A retailer is asking for you to comply with this requirement, and you're looking for options. I think we will be a great option for you. We are part of the list of approved standards for Walmart and Whole Foods and Costco. We can provide the link to Walmart's information page on where they mention EFI. And we can also provide information to you if you want to provide us with your contact information about how to reach out and how to have discussions and get your operation into EFI certification process. We can do that. I believe we have some questions also. Okay, let me see. Is there anything else that oh, I've lost my, okay, here we go. I think we have some questions. Oh, okay. Let me see. I have a couple questions here that came through. Okay, so one question is, I work for a small operation with limited staff, but want to start monitoring pest applications. Okay, great question. So what I would suggest to this person is you can access our pest management standards, and you can do yourself. You can audit yourself. You can monitor. You can assess your pest management system. Doesn't have to be anything formal, but just by the fact that you have in your operation, there's applications of chemicals, of pest or pesticides, then there is already a management system there. So you can start assessing your practices using the standards, the EFI standards that we are sharing with you. These are at our website. They have their access, it can be accessed from anywhere, and they're open to the public. I would suggest that would be the first step. There's a lot of information about pest management, but I would say that EFI is a good way to start, especially because, as I mentioned, it takes into consideration the worker safety part, which is really, really important. The other question that I have here is, I work for a medium operation with limited staff, but interested in pursuing certification. Where do I start? Yeah, so limited staff is always it's always an issue, right? Everybody is doing wearing multiple hats at an operation. But okay, where do I start? So first of all, you can start off by checking out our website. That's a good way to start. You can see there the type of certifications that we offer. And then also, you can reach out to our colleague, Alexandra Martinez, if you want to know more about initiating the process of becoming EFI certified. Alexandra can also guide you, point out to you which would be some other potential options in case you're not ready for becoming EFI certified, but want to start somewhere.